Welcome to another video. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. This is how I lost 1.2 RR day trading Euro USD. Today is all about recognizing patterns, you know, as well as knowing that Monday is usually always a hit or a miss. But as you guys know, the hit is always greater than the miss. So yeah, most of my losses usually happen around Monday, but most of my good wins happen around Monday. So as I said, is either a hit or a miss. If you go to the higher time frame, go to the 4 hour time frame, right? I can show you guys this, this hit or miss, right? Monday was a hit on this week, right? Monday usually always going to be what I'm saying, something like that, right? Hit or miss, right? You can see Monday was a hit. This day was Monday as well, right? Monday was a hit again, the upside, right? See, on Monday, those RRs are outweighing those misses, right? Misses is what, like -1 RR, -1.5, -2 RR, right? Not that much, but the winners, 13 RR. This was a 8.5 RR, right? The winners always outweigh the losers by a heck ton. So does that mean we're gonna take a trade? Yes, we're definitely gonna take a trade, right? People are saying, well, if it's a hit or miss, why just don't call it a day off? Keep in mind, our hits outweigh our misses by a damn lot, right? And this is about recognizing pattern as well. I've literally seen this pattern before, right? If you go back in time, right over here, I've literally recognized this pattern before, right? This is this same pattern of this, where the market, it's this Monday, we had an SMT with these lows, right? We had an SMT with these lows, and eventually we get soup on Monday. Tuesday is it literally delivers to the drawn liquidity, right? But Monday we became a soup. You can see a difference between this one right over here. It not look the same, but I had a feeling it's gonna be the same thing because if you were to go, based out of the win rate and your probability, I was meant to lose this trade. I was definitely meant to lose this trade because, as you guys know, Paul wondering, well, you have lost so many, so much trades for the past 2 weeks. How are you expected to lose this trade? Those trades that I lost were never those setup were not in my trading rules, so I don't even count them as a setup. But as an actual setup, this right over here was a win. This right here was a win, right? And we had nothing else but those two as a trades, right? Nothing else, right? This right over here was, you know, these setups that I had were never they were never setups that you know, they were setups that did not break my rule. These are the actual setups. So this setup right over here didn't break my rule, so I profit out of it. This setup right here, I break my rule, I profit out of it. This one broke a rule, broke a rule, broke a rule, right? So everything here we broke our rule, but over here we did not break our rule, right? So this is the 4th of the month. We just made some mistakes here. And everything else here, all over here, the trade that we had for a 15.5 RR to the upside, we did not break our rule, right? So if we are having a 3 winning trade, we're highly to have another losing trade, right? Because why? Because I have a 40% win rate, so most of the time I'm losing, right? So we're having these winners back to back is rare, so I'm supposed to be losing the next couple of trade here, right? But yeah, as well, probably it's a game, right? Because this trade didn't break any rule. Did I break anything? We the market type this kind of the daily range. Eventually, when type this kind of daily range, we can go look for longs here, right? In the premium area, right? This guy got tabbed looking for long in the premium area. Everything was looking fine to me. Everything was looking good to me. So I was good to long it up. It's just a probability game, but it's just about recognizing the patterns, recognizing the, what I'm saying, knowing knowing this will go on loss, right? Having that feeling that this will definitely go on loss. You go to the lower time frame price action, it definitely did look like you can go to a loss, right? Market did recover 2 times, but I will tell you guys more about that, right? But you can see this pattern, right? You can see Monday, right? Right over here, Monday, hit the low, SMT, eventually goes up higher, right? As it going up higher here, you could just definitely go lower. But as you guys know, we're adapters, we're not. we're adapting reactors. We're not, I'm saying, we're not gonna stick to one thing. We're gonna constantly adapt, right? And look at this right over here, right? Monday mid to low, SMT, right? SMT with this low or whatever low, right? SMT eventually high from here, right? See how this pattern is the same pattern as this, where market made a high and eventually that high started doing a patternization. Eventually, I'm saying, you can see how we get stopped out. We had the same SMT here. I knew there was going to be a high chance of us getting stopped out. Why? Because first of all, going based on two things: pattern, knowing that saying this happened before in the past, I still to see it. Then pattern, I was like, okay, this is not going to be a good trade. Second is feeling, right? As you guys know, we never want to go based on the feeling. We always want to go based on the market, never our feeling, because our feeling in the long term is going to mess it up. If we feel like this is not going to go, in a win, not feel like gonna win. If you feel like this is not the move, and this was the move, right? This is making us miss, right? If I feel like there's gonna be a loss and I take action, guess what? The feeling is gonna make me lose negative 1.5. But and for over the long term, if I keep on going based on my feeling, I'm gonna miss the good setups, right? So if let's just say this trade goes, I feel like it's gonna go loss, I'm not gonna take it, but it goes on a win. I'm missing out on a 5.9 RR, 5.6 RR, and eventually you'll see if I were to lose, if I feel like it's gonna go on loss and I took his trade and he goes on a win for a 5.6 RR, okay, that's a 5.6 RR. But if he goes on a loss, guess what? I'm only using like negative 1.5 or negative 1.5 RR, not that much, right? But if I'm winning way more than my loser, right? You see how this differentiate, right? See how the winners outweigh the losers by a huge margin here, right? Making 5 RR to lose negative 1.5 RR or negative 1 RR, right? I usually say negative 1.5 RR because of slippage, right? Slippage always, tends to mess up my entry, right? You can see it. Slippage messed up my entry on this trade. Although I had a very small lot size, somehow he messed it up, right? So now let me give you guys my analysis to the top down, right? I just want to tell you guys that a little quick, right? But if you go to a hard time frame, we have a weekly ERL to IRL. Paul wondering, well, why are we looking for a long? The weekly is to the downside. There's a short term and a long term drone looking, right? You can see in a weekly time frame, our short term drone looking is a weekly CT high, long term drone looking is weekly CT low, right? On a daily, what do we have here? On a daily time frame, we have a daily ERL to IRL. This IRL got meant to go from daily IRL to ERL, as well. We have a daily CRT to the upside, as well. We have a I'm saying daily, daily range here, market support low, support high, stable low. This daily range, I mean, this discounted IRL, this IRL is in a discount. This is ERL is in a premium, right? So discounted daily range got tapped, so I'm going to daily range high. Keep in mind, this could be false, but as you guys know, we're adaptive to the market. We do not, I'm saying, we do not stick to one thing. We constantly adapt to what the market wants to do, right? We go up to the market, not our feelings, not we don't stick to one thing. That's all I'm trying to say. Right? On the lower time frame, what do we have as a negative bullish order flow? We as well have a right over here. This is the last little time of the high to key level, so the order flow is still relatively bullish, right? So on the lower time frame, range high, the high, range low, just just a random low, right? Eventually, this roll got souped, went to range high. We as well have a key level, this rejection block, SMT, this key level right over here, as well as the daily CT low and this fair value gap on a daily time frame as our key level, right? To push up the price higher. And we're looking for a BR reversal profile 2, right? Then profile 1, one accumulation, 5 manipulation, and an expansion. This is a very, very beautiful trade that we got stopped out quick, right? That's the best thing you want, right? You would not want to enter the trade, stay in a trade for let's say a couple hours, and eventually that sort of stops you out after a couple hours. Couple hours meaning like 6 to 7 hours. Eventually, market stopping out. If you can get stopped out the first 3 hours, wonderful trade because they, I'm saying, you don't want to, what people tend to do is they constantly look at the chart, right? I don't look at the chart constantly, but it says I'm in a trade. I have to be like, okay, how does this trade looking, right? It has a hit stop loss or take profit because I have, I have no discretion on, right? I have discretion. I'm saying no notifications on, right? I don't have to get notification on my phone. I only check it when I like to check it, right? So You know what I'm saying? Because usually these notifications mess up my whole way of thinking, right? It messes up because I have to constantly see, oh, what the fuck is what the next notification gonna be, right? That's bullshit, right? I only check it when I want to check it, right? Otherwise, I'm constantly doing what I'm supposed to be doing, right? Which is working right over here. So yeah, well, so we had a daily range, super low, super high, stable low. Market said this daily range, so we can buy in a premium after this. We can only buy in a premium once the discount daily range get tapped, right? As well, we have discount, level right over here to push it upside. Now let's go over the lower time frame. We have this CRT right over here, and as you guys know, we only prioritize SMT divergences with the CRT highs and lows. But the only time, other than that, we prioritize it with this right over here as well, right? But in lower time frame, see, we somewhat did have a SMT with these lows right over here, but we did have a number one confirmation. But wondering, well, why did I take the trade? The trade would have been a loss. First of all, to me, losses are very natural. I'm having a what? Negative. I have a 40% win rate, or I'll possibly have a 30% win rate. I don't even know, right? Somewhere between 30 to 40% win rate. So 70 to 60% of the time, I'm highly likely losing. But guess what? I'm still on top. I'm still winning. But all I'm trying to do right now, as of right now, we're trying to decrease those losses by a huge margin by literally adding new rules and buying the specific rules, right? Buying or selling the specific rules. These rules are definitely true because they're backed by proof, right? But yeah. And why did I like that? And keep in mind, rules, right? I'm trying to, you know, decrease my losses by a huge margin, right? Because I can have a little bit higher win rate, at least like a 50% win rate, which would be fantastic. But guess what? Even with a 40% win rate, we're still up what? We're up 12 RR, 12.5 RR, right? Or 12 RR, right? Last trade was a what? 15.5 RR, and eventually we had -1 RR, -1 RR, right? And we had the trade before that with -1 RR. Losses are natural, right? You can see that's why I've said that's why I say my rules are to decrease me, first of all, taking many trades, decrease me, losing so I can get the increase the, potential win rate higher, as well as focus on the highest probability setup. This right over here is my rules. It's telling me I must have the pairs between 6 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. and I must only care about the SMT with the CRT has CRT lows. In this case, both of the pair are those CRT, so this SMT I do not care about it because this SMT during that specific time, literally, what I'm saying, a rule says the only time I care about SMT divergences is with the CRT has CRT lows. In this case, both the CRT pours out the CRT, and our rule says to look for a purge timing between 6 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. and the purge timing happened at, you see it over here, at around 7:15 a.m. Right? You can see this purge happened at what? 5:30 a.m. Market tapped it, respected a little bit, pushed right back down, right? So we had our market profile here: expansion, retracement, expansion, retracement, expansion, reversal, retracement, expansion. But it didn't end off well because spinning up. This loss, chat. This is not about what's happening around the world. We're not gonna blame the fucking world. It's a probability loss, right? We did not break a rule, but you can see right over here, the right time the purge happened, boom, market gave us a model one, entered there, stop loss here, take profit one, take profit two, take profit three, right? And you could see, people are wondering, type of entry give a good entry to the, it give a push to the downside, give a push to the back to the upside, giving us a good confirmation. But that confirmation doesn't look good because this looked like more highlight to be a, what I'm saying. I recognize this pattern before where, I'm saying, right when we have this big ass push to the downside, it's highlight telling us it's gonna go down lower, right? The SMT divergence is just for a short time. There's the SMT right over here. You're just there for like a very short amount of time for market pushing back up higher. But you can see right over here, it held it for a little bit and eventually went right back down, right? And yeah, you can see our entry happened at 96.70. It's supposed to be at 96.55. You can see how there's a huge amount of difference on the entry, right? You can see right over here, it's supposed to be at 96.55, but the entry happened at 96.70. 15 ticks of a difference of an entry, which, what am I gonna do about it? Nothing. It is what it is. Slippage, right? But in the future, I'll probably move into the future prop firms more often. I will probably, ditch the, saying forex brokers, right? Because these, I'm having even me in a trade copier, I'm having trouble with that somehow, right? It literally saying every prop firm, I have a forex prop firm saying my this account must be this account must be master account. If every prop firm is saying this account must be the master account, how the fuck are we gonna be able to copy the trade here, sir, right? Even my other account, it says the this funded next account, my funded next account says this account must be, I'm saying this other prop firm literally says to this account must be a master account. Funding Pip says this account must be a fan master account, right? Or otherwise you can't do it because you can break a rule. However, supposed to do that, but in futures is different, right? Futures is just they don't give a shit about it, right? Because futures, right? So yeah, because there's no slippage there, there's no spreads there. There's definitely slippage there during news, but there's literally not that much of a spread. Like you can see over here, happen SMT, probability loss. But the lesson of this trade is primarily to focus on recognizing pattern. Sometimes you can go based off your feelings. Sometimes you should never go based off the feelings, right? Why not? Because your feelings are gonna mess you up in the long term, right? I felt like it's gonna go to loss. I felt I should have. You should always expect to lose. You should always feel like you're gonna lose the trade, so you can avoid the negative emotion. That's what I'm trying to say. But as what I see how the market was moving, it was like, okay, I'm definitely gonna lose. But that could definitely be false, right? It could definitely be false. That's why I say we never go based on our feelings. We go always based on the market. Market with the confirmation, we're in that trade. We're going to win or a loss, as well as recognizing the pattern. Right? This pattern looked like the pattern that we had seen a long time ago, which was pretty sure. Let me see. Was it CPI news data? Was it this one? Sure. If you go back in time, yep, this looks like to be like this type of pattern right over here. You can see Monday, right over here. It was somewhere between 8 a.m. That's good to set up here. 7 a.m. give us. So you can see we took this long. I think I took this out of the off the body, right? So we took this long, stopped out at a SMT. And actually we didn't even take this trade here. We took this trade around 9:45. 9:45 we took the trade. Boom. Yep, yeah, this is a trade I took. I longed it up here. And eventually you can see this trade took a while to hit our stop loss. Eventually the next session, literally another session right over here, offered the setup to the upside to long it up with a hourly CRT to the upside, right? You can see the differentiates here. Same thing, SMT, right? And eventually tweets it out up high from there on forward, right? It's about recognizing pattern, right? As if in the future I would recognize it, I would know it, and I'll try to avoid it. But as of right now, I can't, right? I will not even even if I know this one, even if I know this pattern from before, simply because I'm saying experience. We need to gather more experience. We need to gather more information, right? I only have like what I have like one example, one proof. I need at least like 100 proofs, right, to even consider it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys later. And yeah, that's the pattern of it. Is a probability loss. I'm very happy with this loss. I built good habits, right? And I feel like tomorrow gonna be a good day. Wednesday's probably gonna be a good day. All week is gonna be a good day, right? As long as we follow a rule, it's gonna be a good day. We're cooking. That's all we care about, right? And we got cooked in this trade, but as long as we follow a rule, we're cooking the whole time, right? Yeah, thank you for watching. You guys are on Discord. And it's down below. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, and see you guys later. Peace out.